Chase Chrisley MIA while family does interviews, bad blood? Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another video. I hope everyone's having a great day. Before watching the video, please subscribe and like it. Chase Chrisley has been MIA from being public with his family much since their pardon. However, now the family is doing interviews, and Chase is nowhere to be seen. Fans are wondering if there is bad blood within the family that is making it this way. Chase is doing a lot of things on his own and seems to be busy. There is a lot to unfold and uncover. Keep reading to find out more about this situation. Siblings have to take over before parents get pardoned. Savannah Chrisley had to take care of her younger siblings while her parents were in prison. She gained custody of them and spent her time raising them. She would always say that they have a child who will fight for them. This left out Chase. So, it always made fans wonder if Chase did not care if they were out of prison or not. However, he seemed to be keeping up with Nanny Faye and making sure she had everything she needed while staying close to her. However, Chase has been missing from a lot of family things lately, and fans are wondering what is going on. Chase Chrisley MIA during interviews, bad blood? The Chrisley family recently did an interview. However, Grayson and Savannah were the only children there. Fans were wondering where Chase was. They are also now wondering if they have bad blood within the family that is stopping him from joining. I haven't seen him in any pictures Savannah posts, and he's not in this interview one. Probably working. He's got a roofing business and alcohol-free vodka company he's trying to launch. Hopefully in a better place. I wouldn't want to be mixed up in all that either. Sassy has been cold to him and insists she was abandoned by family. She never specifically named him, but I got the feeling Queen Savannah was unhappy with him. Chase has been around. He was on TikTok with Todd. He posted about their release. I just don't think he wants to talk about the experience. I think it really shook him more than the others. It is unknown why Chase was not in the interview. Maybe he was just busy. It seems as though Chase could just be busy with everything he is doing in his life right now. However, fans think there could be some bad blood within the family. Savannah stepped up a lot for her parents and younger siblings. Maybe she feels like Chase did not do the same. However, they never let any arguments go on social media. So, if they did happen, it is unknown. What do you think about this situation? Do you think there is bad blood, or that he is just busy? Sound off in the comments below. We would love to hear your thoughts on this situation. While the Chrisley family has been making waves with their highly anticipated return to the public spotlight, one very familiar face has been notably absent, Chase Chrisley. As Todd and Julie Chrisley re-enter the national conversation following their controversial prison sentences and subsequent pardon, family interviews have dominated entertainment headlines. But with Savannah Chrisley appearing front and center across media platforms, and even younger brother Grayson occasionally joining the narrative, Chase's silence is raising eyebrows. In a moment when most expected the family to rally together, fans and critics alike are asking the same question: where is Chase Chrisley? The Chrisley parents were recently granted a presidential pardon that shocked the country and polarized audiences. Since then, they've wasted no time jumping back into the limelight. Their first major sit-down interview aired last week, pulling back the curtain on what prison life was like, how they claim to have maintained faith through adversity, and their plans for a comeback. Savannah Chrisley, always outspoken and deeply protective of her family's image, has taken the reins as spokesperson of sorts, sharing personal anecdotes, defending her parents' legacy, and even teasing future projects. But Chase's conspicuous absence has become a talking point. While the rest of the Chrisleys are visibly invested in rebuilding their brand, Chase remains out of sight. Not a single interview, no social media statements about the pardon, no acknowledgement of the media circus surrounding his parents' release. Even more curious is how the family avoids addressing the elephant in the room. During interviews, hosts and reporters appear hesitant to ask directly about Chase. When his name is brought up, answers are vague, often deflected with mentions of privacy, personal time, or family healing. These dodges only fan the flames of speculation. Some insiders claim there's more than just privacy at play. There may be bad blood. According to one source close to the family, tension between Chase and Savannah has quietly simmered over the past few years, made worse by the burden of defending their parents during the legal turmoil. There's a lot of hurt there, the insider claims. They don't always agree on how to handle things, especially in the public eye. Savannah wants to be front and center, but Chase just wants to live his life without the chaos. That chaos, of course, includes not just the legal battles, but the pressure to keep the Chrisley brand alive. Before the scandals, Chrisley Knows Best had become a staple of reality TV, turning everyday family banter into entertainment gold. Chase was a fan favorite, known for his laid-back charm, occasional mischief, and close relationship with his dad, Todd. But fame didn't come without consequences. Chase reportedly struggled behind the scenes with the reality of being constantly watched and judged. Following the family's legal troubles, he began pulling away from the public eye altogether. Even on social media, his presence is sporadic, often limited to cryptic quotes or photos unrelated to family matters. While Savannah leaned into the spotlight with her podcast, TV appearances, and active defense of her parents, Chase appeared to do the opposite. Rumors of disagreements, emotional exhaustion, and a desire for distance began circulating even before Todd and Julie were sentenced. The pardon, which has reignited the Chrisleys' national presence, may have brought new life to the family's brand, but it also seems to have deepened Chase's retreat. Others speculate that his absence may have more to do with internal family dynamics than media fatigue. Todd and Julie's favoritism has long been debated among fans, with some believing Chase was often treated more harshly or expected to perform a certain role within the family narrative. If those tensions never healed, the aftermath of prison and public redemption could have only made things worse. There's also speculation about whether Chase supports the family's decision to return to TV. Some sources suggest he's hesitant to be part of any future reality ventures, preferring a quieter, more stable life away from cameras. It's a stance that could put him at odds with Savannah and possibly even his parents, who see media visibility as essential to reclaiming their legacy. Despite all this, Chase hasn't spoken out against his family. In fact, his silence has been deafening in its own right. No public feuds, no tell-all interviews, just absence, and that absence speaks volumes. Fans are divided. Some respect Chase's decision to step back, viewing it as a healthy boundary in a family defined by publicity. Others see it as a sign that something deeper is wrong. Fractures that fame, prison, and a presidential pardon couldn't fix. As Todd and Julie plot their return and Savannah continues to defend the family's name, Chase's role remains unclear. Will he eventually break his silence? Will he rejoin the family fold for future projects? Or is this distance permanent? One thing is certain, the Chrisleys are back in the public eye, but their most private family story may still be unfolding behind closed doors. And with Chase staying silent, the mystery only grows. Whether this is the beginning of a quiet departure or a calculated pause, fans can't help but watch and wonder what comes next for the family's most elusive son. Before Todd and Julie Chrisley received their controversial presidential pardon, it was their children who had to step into the spotlight and hold the family together. With their parents behind bars and the world watching closely, the Chrisley siblings were forced to navigate not only public scrutiny, but the internal chaos of life without the two people who had always led the way. Savannah Chrisley emerged as the face of the family during the crisis. Taking charge with a mix of determination and fierce loyalty, she quickly became the primary spokesperson, launching a podcast, giving interviews, and relentlessly campaigning for her parents' release. Her emotional pleas, constant legal updates, and media appearances became central to the family's public fight. She spoke not just as a daughter, but as a guardian, having taken custody of her younger brother Grayson and niece Chloe. It wasn't a role she asked for, but one she felt she had no choice but to accept. Meanwhile, Grayson and Chase Chrisley dealt with the fallout in their own ways. Grayson, still in his teenage years when the sentencing happened, was thrust into adulthood overnight. With cameras pointed at his family and headlines questioning their every move, he had to grow up fast, all while dealing with the emotional weight of losing both parents to the prison system. Chase, typically more reserved, retreated from the public eye, fueling speculation about whether the siblings were united in their efforts. Behind the scenes, he was reportedly providing quiet support, though his absence from the media spotlight sparked countless rumors. Still, sources close to the family insist that Chase's love for his parents never wavered. He simply chose a different path of coping. Together, the Chrisley kids carried a burden no child should have to bear. They fought to preserve their family's reputation, took on legal battles, raised younger family members, and attempted to maintain some sense of normalcy, all while cameras and critics watched every move. The eventual pardon of Todd and Julie may have marked a turning point, but it came after a long stretch of pressure, pain, and responsibility for their children. The siblings didn't just hold the family name afloat during that time, they kept it alive. Now, with their parents home and the spotlight hotter than ever, many wonder what's next for the Chrisleys. But no matter what the future holds, there's no denying that the siblings were the glue that held everything together when it all could have fallen apart. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, America Trends 24, and stay with us.